Good morning, dear Dr. RZ and my classmates. My name is Zheng Leilei. The title of my presentation today is Academic English Curriculum Design for Higher Education. I know this title is too huge. I will keep on learning and trying to narrow it down. I will talk about the paper from the 6 following aspects. Number 1, problem statement. The current situation indicates that certain flaws exist in teaching English to be used as an academic learning model. Specific questions arise in the context mentioned above to eliminate the causes of the efficiency of EMI programs offered in the universities of China. Out of the 985 educational institutions, there were 211 that were good in English language sharing and learning at the international level. Regional fund privileges were removed because the project internationalized research and education. Similar is the case with a double first-class program that highlighted the performance-based funding for the companies with increased evaluations and monitoring. The problem with the Belt and Road development strategy of educational institutions is that the University Alliance of Silk includes 132 schools. It's essential to investigate the prerequisites of the English language that students must have learned before opting for EMI academic learning. Besides, it's necessary to examine how policies to promote EMI support education in the Chinese education sector to align efforts to develop English academic curricula with the national educational goals. Second part is research objectives and questions. And these are the objectives. The objectives of this study are particularly associated with implementing EMI effectively in Chinese higher education institutions and universities. These objectives have been listed in the following. 1. To determine the English language proficiency needs of students engaged in higher education in China. 2. To improve the general English language skills of the students to prepare them for acquiring higher academic disciplinary knowledge. 3. To identify curricular requirements to develop English language skills among students to prepare them for EMI. 4. To determine the effectiveness of curricula selected for teaching English to university students. 5. To identify learning materials required for teaching English in Chinese universities. Last one, to analyze the hurdles that prevent English from becoming a successful foreign language used as a medium of instruction in various academic disciplines. And these are the research questions. Number 1, what are the specific academic and English language learning needs of students involved in getting higher education in China? 2, how can general English language skills of students be improved to learn disciplinary knowledge? 3, what are the curricular requirements and which learning materials should be used to develop students' English language proficiency to make EMI an effective means for learning? Last one, how effective are the curricula selected for teaching English to students, and which hurdles prevent students from benefiting from EMI in universities? And next part is research design. First, depth interviews. Any type of interview requires the interviewer to draw up an interview outline in advance. But in-depth interviews requires appropriate adjustment of interview questions according to the interviewee's own situation during the real interview process. Its advantage is that the opinions of the interviewees will not be infected and is suitable for understanding complex and profound issues. Therefore, in-depth interviews use flexible and non-random sampling when selecting interviewees. The second one is non-participatory observation. Non-participatory observation refers to the observation that the researcher conducts in an open or secret way as a bystander. It does not require researchers to stand on the same position as the observed object, and its conclusions are usually more objective. This study observes the classroom of the college English courses taught by the interviewed teachers. Number 3, grounded theory. Grounded theory is a research method whose basic research logic is to collect data through in-depth research in natural situations, continuously compare data with data, and extract concepts and categories from data through abstract and conceptual thinking and analysis. Building the theory on this basis, grounded theory is a systematic system of methods whose methods are both systematic and normative, and whose analytical processes are scientific and rigorous. The theories constructed according to the research procedures of these methods are firmly rooted in the original data and can be checked retrospectively, even to a considerable extent. Repeated tests are realized, making theories construction a scientific process and improving reliability and explanatory power. Number 4, sampling design. A stratified form of sampling will be used because the populations known to be second-year English language students in different universities in China and their teachers. Identification and measuring of the attributes will be done first by collecting a list of attributes through literature and further preparing semi-structured interviews with 4 members of the administration team. The questionnaire will be accorded to 10 teachers in each university and 30 students in the universities of choice. Designing tool. To make sure a proper and real network of information is stored without a possibility of losing the crucial information obtained, the researcher will design tools that are accurate and appropriate to enable him to store the data for future use. For this particular research work, the MySQL database will be effectively used in data preparation and storage. A mobile application app from Android will be created during the process for the artifact. All the tools enlisted are available and accessible at the same time. The next part is research participant. There are 2 types of interview subjects in this research. First, taking the basic college English courses in universities as an example, teachers of different levels in normal colleges and universities of different levels are selected. In order to obtain more valuable and sufficient information, senior lecturers and professors with long teaching years and rich teaching experience are selected. Second, also on a voluntary basis, the students taught by the interviewed teachers were selected. The interviewed students had a balanced ratio of male and females. Both normal students and class cadres were involved. Next part is data collection and analysis. In this crucial section of data collection, number 1, structured interviews. This will be conducted as a preliminary survey to get the information as to why the English curriculum is facing hurdles in institutions of higher learning for the students interested in equipping themselves with the prestigious language. Number 2, focus groups. This will comprise at least 3 administrators in each university of choice where English as a course is offered to the students. They will be detailed on the aspects of per-content delivery and grasping by the students as far as learning the language is concerned. They will further be used regularly to certain user satisfaction. Number 3 is interviews and questionnaires, because questionnaires belongs to the quantitative research. So let's come to number 4, secondary data research. Secondary data will be obtained from the university's portal and the student's portal. For that matter, they will be recorded to know the academic track records of the students. Moreover, it will unveil how good or bad the curriculum is and the necessary adjustment to be made where possible. And about data analysis, first, open coding is closely attached to the original data. That is to analyze the original data sentence by sentence or event by event. Try to mine the substantive content of the data and then conceptual each content and constantly compare the similarities and differences between them. And then similar concepts are grounded together to distill higher level concepts. Second, the access coding is to rearrange those irregular concepts and categories in the open coding and establish the connection between concepts and concepts. In the process of organizing this data, karate and progression will be involved in each category. Third, selective coding is a further refinement and instruction on the basis of access coding. It finds the core categories that are sufficient to guide all concepts and categories and sort out the relationship between each core category as the basis for constructing theories. And this part is trustworthiness. Faced with the validity of qualitative research, first of all, researchers can carefully convert the context, intention, meaning, and actions of data into tactual data, or extract respondents' feelings and experiences stated in the original data. The essence of the statement as the left evidence to support their arguments presented in this study. Furthermore, during in-depth interviews, respondents are easily affected by various situations such as memory conditions, personal prejudice, etc., which lead to biased data collection. But this does not mean that qualitative data analysis is based on speculation or vague impressions. When analyzing qualitative data, it is necessary to use the logical procedures of exploration, discovery, and induction, trying to find common patterns from research findings and then construct and interpret theories. Finally, the researchers use the form of literature analysis to improve the credibility and explanatory validity of the results. At the same time, during the interviews process, the use of audio recording aids and timely recording of notes increases the authenticity of the data. These are the reference list, and that's all. Thank you very much.